how they can make more money, or if you can sponsor their business. If you have a business plan, he might consider it. So please write your questions now. Start writing them now, because the window closes once the third speaker is done. You can also ask your questions via Twitter at the Ile-ife BC. And if you're posting tweets also, the hashtag is hashtag Ile-ife, the Ile-ife BC. So please ask your questions, and the option will collect them from you. All right. Our first speaker today is Mr. Ile-ife, and he's an agent of change, goal-oriented and vision-driven leader. He's an emerging force to be reckoned with in the field of human capacity development, having over 4 years' experience in enterprise development and human capacity development. In his quest to develop human capacity, Mr. Ile-ife has gained invaluable management and career experience. First, at Visible Impact Limited, where he served for 3 years as an invaluable member of the project management team. Trained as a management consultant, he has facilitated trainings for staff in the company, who will be speaking to us on online presence. You can be much better with that.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everybody. Okay, you guys still sound a bit cold. It's a bit cold for you. No? Okay, so I just want you to just look at the person sitting beside you and just tell the person something nice. Just say something nice about the person. Say something. Now, wait. If there's nothing nice to say about the person, don't lie. Just smile and turn away. Okay, I want to say a big thank you to the organizers of the Ile-ife Business Conference. I think you guys put your hands together for organizing the entire project. It's a great privilege for you to be here. Do you know? Do you know that? If you look around you, you will find out that there are empty chairs. Just look at those chairs and say, too bad. Say to them, too bad. Now, this is my point. Some years ago, I was jumping from seminar to seminar because I felt I needed to learn something new. You know, I just needed to learn what these guys are saying. And I felt there was something, there was a missing link. A few years after, I said to myself, I'm not going to attend seminar again. Why? Because I felt that I had heard too much. I felt I had too much information, and I said to myself, the next time I'm going to a seminar, I'll be going there to teach what I have learned. So I'm hoping that I will not see your face in the next Ile-ife Business Conference. Is that agreed? I'm hoping that you guys will be here to share your success stories about what you have started doing and how your products have started changing the world. Is that an agreement? Yeah. Good. Okay, I'm a pretty young guy. I was 30 on the 14th of June. I don't look it. But it's been a wonderful time, especially in the past 5 years. I started doing business as a teenager. Secondary school, I was selling recharge cards to my mates. And in fact, at that time, the year GSM came out, I had one. So everybody will come to me, and I had a special agreement because I was in a boarding house. I had a special agreement with my principal. And I told my principal, please ensure that no other person in the boarding house is doing recharge card business. And he said, let's see how that can happen. And he made it happen. Then I went back to him and said, you know, I'm buying a phone that every person in the boarding house can use to make calls. Please tell no other person to buy the phone so that only me will be, the only person selling recharge card and making telephone calls. So it happened that way. And everybody will come to me to make telephone calls, and I made all the money. I was dominating the market. So when I left secondary school, I said to myself, I need to do something. I said, I'm out of secondary school. I don't want to collect money from my parents for upkeep any longer. So, I sat down with my brother and we agreed and we said to ourselves, as from now, no more pocket money ever, even in university. Have we agreed? I would say yes. You know, so that made us go into business. Where is Ayomide? The guy that brought, is that Ayomide? Is that his name? Yeah. The guy that brought up cards. Where is he? I think you guys should put your hands together for him. I had a part of card making in history in my life, and I wasn't really passionate about it, so I dropped it. But I think I got to the peak of it, and in everything you do, I would also want to say that try to get the peak of that, whatever you do in your business, just try to be the best. You know, so we made cards and made cards. I made cards for everybody until one day somebody came and said, please, can you make me a card for Obasanjo? Obasanjo was head of state then, and I felt, man, this is the peak. Do you understand? So we charged 150,000 to make cards for Obasanjo. And I hope you will take your business to that level where your products can be displayed on larger platforms, okay? I'm really wishing you all the best. You know, so I got good news to say, man, that the day the card got to his house, he cleared every other handmade card off his table and said, put that one there. It was really big, it was this big. It had a double door and had a coat of arms. Very fantastic design. Please give it up. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about why you need to push your business on the internet. I have a couple of slides which I will show you when the light comes up, but I'll just keep talking. So I got into business and I really continued for a while. And then I said to myself, I'd always said to myself I was never going to work for anybody ever, ever. That was my mentality. But unfortunately for me, along the line, I was working on a project with my brother, and then I got a call from someone, and then he asked me if I would come to manage a project for him, another project for him, and I ended up working with a guy called Fela Durotoye. How many of you know him? So I was with him for 3 years, and I said to myself, I said I was never going to work for anybody, you know. So he broke that rule. So after the project, 6 months after, he said, will you stay back? I love you. And I said, yes, I will. So I stayed back for another 6 months, hoping I was going to do 1 year. Then after 1 year, he said to me again, will you stay back for another 1 year? So I decided to stay back again for another 1 year. And after my third year, I said to myself, you know, I need to go back to my dreams, all the things I wanted to do. You know, but during that period, I gained a lot of experience and expertise in management, consulting, industry, where I was privileged to train staff of different organizations. So I did that for a while. For about 2 years, I taught the whole of Nigeria, training people on customer service, and most especially the oil sector and the banking industry. So after that period of time, I said to myself, I need to go back to the entrepreneur that I am. An entrepreneur is not someone who does one thing consistently, but someone who keeps on bringing innovation to what he does, right? So I asked myself, what's the future for me in all of these things that I'm doing? And I sat down and I looked at the life of someone like Bill Gates. I looked at the life of someone like Bill Gates who earns $150 every second, even while he sleeps. So I said to myself, how can I position, what can I do to ensure I get to this level? How can I create systems around what I do that would ensure that I am like these guys, even while I'm doing something else, somebody somewhere or something somewhere is creating revenue for me. So I decided to go into food processing. I diversified a bit, and I said to myself, you know, I started thinking, I said, yes, we can do play with some of these foods that you see around you, things like kilishi. We can package it and resell. We can make popcorn and make it different, make it look different. We can do plantain chips and make it look different. So it was a wonderful idea, and so myself and my brother again sat down again and we started drawing up an idea of what we wanted to do. So we came up with a popcorn brand called More Pops. And we did that for 1 year. We sold Yeah, so we came up with a brand called Mop-Ups, and we did that for 1 year. And then a friend of mine came to me and said, I love your everything. I love the idea of what you do, and I want to invest 2 million naira into your business. So I was super excited. I went back home and I told everybody that a friend of mine wanted to invest 2 million into my business, into our business, my brother and his business. But along the way, we sat down and thought about it properly, and we said we're not going to accept the money, that maybe there was a better way somewhere. So another friend of mine came again and said, okay, he wants to give us 500,000. Because for some reason, they started saying something we were not saying. And that's why I'm going to go with the first and second speakers, who tried to make you realize that, look, you have to have a big picture of where you are going to. We didn't have that picture exactly at that point in time, and I'm going to be very sincere with you. Right? Not everybody wakes up with a golden picture of where he's going to. Some people catch it along the way. Some people just start and never imagine that it's going to be anything big like Facebook, right? But along the way, they find out that, okay, this thing has great potentials, and they begin to develop themselves to meet up with the vision. So we developed the brand, and we started going around to find out who and where can invest money into the business that we do. And we heard about what ETC was doing, and we heard that there was a grant called the Win Grant, and people who applied for it. So, I told a few friends of mine, and the first year, a friend of mine got the grant. I was like, I told you about it. I didn't get the grant, So we went back, and I sat down, and I tried to think about what was missing in the business plan. I changed my business plan. I changed the whole concept of the idea, and I got the grant eventually. So I came to accept with myself that ideas don't just rule the world, but really great and marketable and sellable ideas really rule the world. So we're talking about IT here and how you can take your business online. So I looked down inwards and I said to myself, what else can I do? The business has started gradually, the food processing business has started gradually, but just let's